Today we're going to head west to Arizona. Art of the Cowgirl is underway, folks. Not only a brand new event they've got for this year's event, the Colt starting event, but they've been around for a handful of years now. Ranch Rodeo for the all-girls, breakaway roping, team roping. We'll have such a great story out of that event.
And then we'll take you back to the Sunshine State of Florida and talk about the 156th annual rodeo that happened out there just a few days ago, the Silver Spurs Rodeo in Kissimmee. We'll tell you about the champions.
San Antonio continues. One more night of bracket number 5 to get through this evening, which means we will relive what happened yesterday in round number 2 of bracket number 5. We are just a day away from the semifinals getting underway. We've got all that and more coming up on Western Sports Roundup.
Get out of there. He can hear you now. We've got a ride.
Well, howdy, everybody. It is a wild Wednesday, Western Sports Roundup. That's Ty McClary, Corey Keith, and we're going to be taking you through some of the top stories from this week. And Ty, it just seems like San Antonio just got started, and it's hard to believe. Championship Saturday is just around the corner.
This weekend, you're exactly right. You'll be in studio tonight, obviously, as they round out bracket number 5 tonight with the third round. And you're exactly right. Semifinals tomorrow, then on Friday as well. Wild card day on Saturday afternoon. And my goodness, it's the big night on Saturday night. Folks, be sure you're tuned in for that. But last night, Corey, as we look at it, go around number 2 of this bracket, Jacob Lee's. The story for me about Jacob Lee's is he just barely missed his 3rd trip to the National Finals Rodeo this past season, and he is changing that for 2026. Number 3 in the world right now. Got the round win last night.
Yeah, it's almost like a light switch has flipped, and Enough Cherry was his dancing partner for the Calgary Stampede, and it was a beautiful ride, 85.5 points. That is a new version of Jacob Lee's that I am enjoying seeing right now.
As we go through these highlights, you'll see the money and how it's played out after 2 rounds there on the bottom left side of your screen. Leighton Berry is the top money earner after 2 rounds, former champion of this rodeo. Chance Howard, though, in the steer wrestling last night, he got the round win, needed that because not much luck in the first round. Tucker Allen, though, the reigning champion of the world, leads the top money right now after 2 days.
Yeah, and a couple of world champions in that mix of high money earners, 3 of them to be exact. And then obviously Chance Howard finds himself in the mix of that with 1 more round to go. And team roping, really, team roping has been interesting because it's anybody's game at this point. Lightning Aguilera, Wyatt Cox, they stopped that clock at 3-6. A spectacular team roping run right here, and you can see the high money winners. They are splitting it right now with Proctor and Graves, a dangerous team right here at the top.
I don't think you can throw it any faster than that on the head side than what Lightning did. He won this rodeo back a couple of years ago, so he knows what the winning ways feel like in San Antonio. The saddle bronc riding. 2 guys to talk about that were 84.5 last night. One of them Sage Newman, one of them Kobe Wonchuk. I'll talk about Sage for just a moment. He won the Rapid City Extreme Broncs up in only 84.5. There's a Canadian in there with him.
Yeah, his neighbor to the north, Colby Wonchuk, he found himself at the number 1 spot too, and a past champion of this rodeo. Both those horses from the Calgary Stampede, and they are great dancing partners for that moment. Both those guys are in the top 4 of high money earned. But now let's go to breakaway roping another time. Wouldn't you know, Danielle Lohman, Bo Peterson stopped the clock at 2 seconds, but now Danielle Lohman, a past champion. Hard to believe she was a half second off of her own record. Is she saving that for later?
I guess she might be. 2 seconds flat is still fast, but you're right. Danielle does hold the arena record there in San Antonio from a couple of years ago when she won the rodeo. Danielle, 1.5 for her. Bo Peterson, though, money in both rounds for Bo, so that looks good. Riley George won the first round. Of course, as you see it there, Riley has got the lead so far as money won. Bo's in there at number 2 with that go-round split last night. Danielle Lohman has got her name on the list as we go to the tie-down rope. And Ty Harris has been phenomenal in inside the Frost Bank Center in both of his rounds. He won the first round all by himself, but last night he had to split it with Corey Solomon.
Yeah, and he did not panic on that run. Kind of went to string that calf and did not want to take the tie, but Corey Solomon hoped after, he also tied one down in 9-6. But you notice the difference. Corey really had to chase his calf a few extra swings. That kind of the difference in those runs. See, the tie, that's where the problem was for Ty Harris, and then Corey's calf really got down the pin.
Corey didn't have any luck in the first round. No time for him, so he's got to get it in these last two go-rounds, and exactly what he did 24 hours ago when you look at it. He's on the list as far as money earners. So is Logan Bird, so is Zach Youngblood. As we go to the barrel racing, that is Wenda Johnson, the National Finals Rodeo barrel racer. Not much luck for her the first night. Was just out of the money, but changes things. What a cowgirl she is. She's so phenomenal sitting in the middle of that saddle on these horses. She got the round win. That puts her in a spot with Michelle Alley, who actually won the first night. They're splitting there at second and third money as far as the overall top money earners out of two nights of competition.
Well, and there's a few ties in those money spots as well in the barrel racing, but not the case in the bull riding. Tristan Hutchings, dominating performance, 85 points for him. He was one of two men that rode their bulls last night, Colton Byram being the other one, but you can see Tristan leading the pack.
Because of that ground money, Corey, that those guys got to pocket last night, that's why Tristan's in the #1 spot just with the one bull road. He and Colton splitting all the money, so that puts Tristan in the #1 spot at over $4,100. There's Colton behind him at a little over $3,500. And of course, Riley Shippey won the first night. Quinn placed that night as well. Quinn Anderson did, so that's what it looked like last night. Bracket number 5, go round number 2.
Yeah, you might say Tristan's in a safe place moving into tonight, but be sure to tune in. Rodeo Live, they are going to be taking over San Antonio on Saturday, 7:30 Eastern time, to get you geared up for the finals. There's a look at the remaining schedule of part of this Texas Swing and the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, and one of the biggest rodeos of the season.
So it's not just San Antonio Rodeo going on. It's not just Tucson Rodeo at the La Fiesta de los Vaqueros. As we take you to Arizona, it is all about the Art of the Cowgirl event taking place this week. This event, folks, has been around for about 8 years now. We're going to have a young lady join us a little later on in the show to tell us all about the Art of the Cowgirl Foundation side of it. But hey, our very own Kade Lucas is there in Wickenburg to get all the news, all the stories coming from it. Kade, as always, does a tremendous job bringing us that. They've got lots going on at the Art of the Cowgirl. Let's just hear more from Kade Lucas.
Hey guys, Kade Lucas here, reporting on site in Wickenburg, Arizona for the Art of the Cowgirl. I've been here for a couple days now, taking in all of the action from this bucket list event, and there's a couple key competitions that I want to zero in on. The colt starting, the Daybreak Colt Starting Challenge has been so much fun for me to watch, with Cree, amazing horse trainers, out here performing for us. They started with 3 virtually untouched 3-year-olds, and these horse trainers have worked magic in 2 90-minute sessions. They brought these horses along so well, and they're getting ready for a big competition day tomorrow. Wileen Wilson, Brittany Mayer, and Tracy Wood have all been here training in front of crowds, no less, with these mostly untouched 3-year-olds, and they've rocked them all along. All 3 ladies have been able to sit on the back of these 3-year-olds after 2 90-minute sessions. Wileen and Tracy have also exited their round pens and have made their way around the arena, steering and herding these horses along. It is truly fantastic to see the horsewomen that are on display here at Art of the Cowgirl. They've got a big challenge ahead of them tomorrow. 40 minutes to enter the round pen, catch, saddle that 3-year-old, mount the horse, and leave the round pen as they make their way through an obstacle course on the horse that, I can't say this enough, was virtually untouched a couple days ago. They will also chase a steer down the pen. It is a competition that you will want to watch out for. I'll be sure to bring you the winner tomorrow and give you a report, but I am unbelievably impressed with the progress that these ladies have made in just 2 90-minute sessions. And then bringing you an update on the world's greatest cowgirl competition. These are for true horsewomen, true all-around hands. We've got a couple champions that have risen out of that so far. In the herd work yesterday, Carmen Buckingham on Kitty Wilkins. 148 was the score right there. They raised this horse, named the horse after a woman that used to run a lot of horses in the area. This is obviously a sentimental one for them. And then just this morning, in a very heated battle, Kelsey Love Thomas riding at Kit Kat Jerry, 147.5 in the reining. Those are your champions just out of the 2 preliminary competitions for the world's greatest cowgirl here at Art of the Cowgirl. We have seen some amazing horsewomen, some amazing artists. I hope if you're in the area, you come and check it out, but stay tuned for more updates right here on the Cowboy Channel.
Kade Lucas is exactly right, folks. It's a really cool event that takes place out there in Wickenburg all this week. If you're in the area, go check it out, folks. Take your family. Western entertainers, as you see there on stage. Of course, all the rodeo events that take place with the Ranch Rodeo and the Breakaway Roping and everything else. That new colt starting event that Kade was just taking you through. So check it out, Art of the Cowgirl there in Wickenburg, Arizona.
Well, from one part of the country to another, when we come back, we'll take you to the Sunshine State and talk about the Silver Spurs Rodeo, the 156th annual happening out in the great state of Florida.
Later on in the show, we're going to talk bareback rider Kade Sonnier, but many of you remember he got started in his sporting career as a pretty darn good baseball player. Oh yeah, we'll learn a little more about that coming up on the show.
Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Resistol, the official hat of the PRCA and Cowboys everywhere. Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Live boldly. Live in rock and roll denim.
One of the premier stops of Professional Rodeo happens out in Florida every year, and you can see a lot of fun being had unless you're the person in the dog suit right there on the screen. I would not want to be them, especially if you're on the other end of that, but we pay tribute to God, family, and country, and all the law enforcement men and women that protect our communities. That's why we do what we do, and that's why we get to see rides like this from the world champion Keenan Hayes.
155th edition of the Silver Spurs Rodeo in Kissimmee, Florida over the weekend. I want to tell you, the world champ is back. That is for sure. He was out all last season with an injury, but here's the deal. Not only did he win Kissimmee with 87 points, he won 3 rodeos this past weekend. Kissimmee and a couple others down there in the southeast. He won over $11,000 just this weekend with the 3 rodeos that he won. I think it's safe to say that the champ is back.
Yeah, he is back, and there was a pair of steer wrestlers who had a lot of fun out in Florida. Stetson Jorgensen being one of them. He is currently number 6 in the world. Getting geared up for San Antonio, he's qualified into the semifinals. But of course, Gavin Swallow, another man coming off his first national finals appearance, number 24 in the world right now. Both those guys needed to pick up that $3,873, a 3-7 run. Pretty nice. Pretty nice job.
Yeah, it is. The thing about for Stetson, I mean, he's been so good here lately. He won all 3 rounds in his bracket down there in San Antonio. The team rode with Junior Dees and Landon Glenn. These guys also placed at a rodeo right up the road in Perry, Georgia this last weekend, and the Brighton Field Days Rodeo in Okeechobee. They won a round in their bracket in San Antonio, but that was not enough to get them advanced to the semifinals, so they had to try to gather up some money where they could, and they did exactly that, adding to their totals in Kissimmee, Florida, with a 4.1 run in the team roping to get them the win.
Yeah, as we look back on that replay, I don't even know if Junior had his rope in his hand. But now let's look at the Bronc riding. This is a cool story we are starting to watch unfold. The Reserve National High School champion from Utah, that's Brent Larson. He was part of the championship as well as a college champion, James Perrin from Canada. They split it with 86 points each.
Brett's 19 years old, money in Jackson, Mississippi just last week. The Dixie National as well. He and James both are rookies for this season. Of course, James, the Canadian, as you may have mentioned just moments ago, Corey, but those guys split the win there with the 86-point ride as we go to the tie-down rope. And speaking of high school champs, how about Cole Clemens, a national high school champ, former Resistol Rookie of the Year. He did that the same year that he qualified for his first national finals rodeo back in 2024. And here's the thing, that 8-4, Corey, he won and beat the rest of the field by over a full second in the calf roping.
Yeah, dominating performance, and of course that would be part of his home territory of Florida, so it probably felt good to be close to the home turf for Cole Clemens, and that check's going to help him moving forward, as well as Margot Cruther. $5,776 is what she won on this run. 1584 4 for the Southeastern Circuit Finals champion, year-end champion, aggregate champion, a great horse trainer stopping the clock in a big way.
Went to the National Finals Rodeo just a couple of years ago for Margot. As you can tell, she's got her another good barrel horse, looks like, after getting the win there. Mason Moody, oh man, 90 points. Sorry Sam was the bull that he danced with from Big Rafter Rodeo. Oh yeah, Mason, reminder, also won Jackson, Mississippi. There's a reason this guy's #1 in the world standings. He has made his way to the semifinals in San Antonio as well. As you look at it, there is all of the champions of the 155th edition of the Silver Spurs Rodeo down in Kissimmee, Florida.
Well, speaking of champions, let's take a look at Mason Moody's ride. This was a big-time ride for the Letcher, South Dakota bull rider. Look at the efforts he put on display in Kissimmee, Florida. It was worth 90 points, and it was worth a stop on Western Sports Roundup for the #1 bull rider in the world. Mason Moody, thanks for joining us today, buddy.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, coming off your first NFR, I'm just going to be the first to tell everybody, I have been a Mason Moody fan since day one. I can remember the 19-year-old kid showing up to Badlands Circuit Rodeos just eager for a shot. But I'm going to talk about just the last 6 months because something has changed inside of you since your first trip to the NFR in December. What is that change?
I don't know. I think a lot of it is, the thought of, are you actually good enough? And, I think I've always proved myself as good enough, but sometimes it's hard to, tell yourself that before you get on the back of a bucking bull. And, finally getting to ride out the NFR, I think it's one of them deals that it kind of, it's like, all right, I belong here and just go do it now.
Mason, when you have that in your mind, and there's such a fine line there between the confidence side of it, or maybe some people say, oh, they're too arrogant or they're too cocky from time to time. That's not the case. It's just trying to be in the right frame of mind, knowing that you deserve to be in Las Vegas, which you just were, as Corey just said, it was going to your first National Finals Rodeo. And now here you are in February of 2026, and you're the #1 bull rider in the world. There's so much to it that comes with that mind game in trying to ride these bulls, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that's all bull riding is. I think everybody in the top 35 all are good enough to ride bulls at the NFR. It's just dealing with injuries and then, having that mindset ready right before you crawl on your buck and shoot. And, it's kind of funny. I'm a guy that's back behind the buck and shoots yawning the whole time. And then when my bull rolls in, I do 15 jumping jacks and I'm ready to go. Some of them guys, they got to get themselves amped up. And, they kind of make fun of me a little bit, but that's how I do it, and it's working, so I ain't going to change it.
And Mason, I think that's the one thing I love about you the most, because it doesn't matter where we're at. Your attitude is always the same. I always try to come find you before the rodeo ever starts and shake your hand, and you always have a smile on your face. How do you just continue to keep that same attitude, though?
Oh, I was raised that way. That's a lot of it. I mean, I grew up on a big farm, or not farm, ranch. We run a bunch of cows, and that's ranching and rodeoing's a lot alike. There's good days, there's bad days, but guess what? You're gonna wake up the next day, and you're either gonna have a bad attitude the whole day, or you better wake up with a good attitude. And in my opinion, I'd rather have a good attitude the whole day than be mad all day long. So.
Mason, we came into this interview with you talking about Kissimmee, Florida, and that big win last weekend. I want you to kind of watch this bull ride here for a minute and talk us through it, because it looks like to me this bull tried everything he could do, and you just kept the movement going. I mean, put on a big-time ride for 90 points.
Yeah, when I got back to my bucket shoots right there, and everyone's like, oh yeah, and I was like, man, that was a freaking hard bull ride. The whole time I was never in the right spot, and I'm spurring there, but it's not really spurring to be flashy. It's because I was spurring to try to get something to go back in the middle, and and then about at that 7 seconds I kind of sit up and start riding them correct, and then it was easy. But that's the thing about bull riding, is most of the time your rankest looking rides are the ones that don't feel pretty, because they're bucking that hard to where you're just playing catch up the whole time. And and most of the time when you ride them pretty, they don't score you as good as them ones kind of like that, which, I mean, that's the way it is. You kind of make them bulls look a lot better when you're all wild like that. But I always try to ride bulls pretty, but that one wasn't very pretty at the end of the day.
But Mason, that actually brings up another point for me because the judges recognize that, and I don't care if it's your event of bull riding or bareback riding or saddle bronc riding, some of the best rides look like you're going to get bucked off each and every jump, and that's similar to what that one was in Kissimmee.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. I mean, you know, in my opinion, I ride bulls pretty correct, so I don't always make them look the flashiest. But then, you know, so I might be, you know, as a judge, in my opinion, if you ride them like a day off, you should get marked higher. But that's not always how it looks because it makes them bulls look a little ranker when they're getting all wild with it. So, you know, it's a give and a take deal, though. I mean, if you try to make every bull look wild, you're going to freaking buck off a lot more than you stay on, too. So just go with the flow and it works out.
Well, you bring up a valid point. We just looked back on a couple of rides from San Antonio. You were in Florida. Now we're back in San Antonio getting ready for the semifinals. What is there a bull in the draw that you know of that you're hoping to get on this week?
No, I suck at remembering bulls. Everyone makes fun of me because I don't ever remember bulls with the crap. They'll be like, hey, what was this bull you got on him last week? I'll be like, I have no clue where'd I get on him at. And then I'll be able to tell you. But no, I just try to take the punches as they come. And like you said, keep that mindset always the same. And you're going to have a good chance to stay on.
So life out on the road, let's talk. I know you're in San Antonio now. Life out on the road for a bull rider, traveling. What's a life look like for Mason Moody? Like, what have you been doing today?
Oh, you know, I just went and played golf with some of my buddies. You know, that's the cool part about our life. You know, it's not always work. I mean, I would be all right at home working because I had a couple days off, but it don't really make sense to fly all the way home to fly right back down here. So I came out and hang out with the boys and played some golf today and hang out with them at the rodeo. And you know, that's part of the lifestyle is, you know, you drive a lot, but when you get some time off, you get to hang out with your buddies, and your buddies are always around. So it's pretty awesome.
Okay, Mason, I don't know that I had this on my bingo card for today is talking golf with the #1 bull rider in the world, Mason Moody. But with that being said, I mean, I thought we were going to talk about bull riding and what it takes to do that and be 90 in Kissimmee and making the semifinals in San Antonio. But how was the golf game today?
Well, you see here, Mason's not a very good golfer, and I'm really competitive. So I have a bad shot, then I'm mad, and then, you know, and then I hit a good one, and I'm still mad because I had 2 bad ones 2 minutes ago. But it's fun. I mean, that's the thing about golf is it's not my day job, so I don't have to get too serious about it. You can go out there and have some fun with your buddies and, you know, kind of passes time. So
is there any similarities to playing golf to riding bulls, or are they not even close to the same?
Oh yeah, there's definitely similarities. You know, golfing's a lot like bull riding in a sense, but I think everything's a lot like bull riding in a sense, in my opinion. But you know, golfing and bull riding are a lot alike. You can have one good shot, and you know, and then the next one you freaking barely even hit it 2 feet in front of you, and you just, you know, it's not like I'm mad when I don't really do good at golf, but you know, it's the same. You got to block out your last shot, whether it's good or bad, and attack the shot you got right in front of you.
Well, Mason, we sure look forward to seeing what you're going to do the rest of the season. That is the #1 bull rider. Great bull rider, terrible golfer. That's in the words of the man himself. But Mason, thanks for joining us today, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on again.
All right, coming up on Western Sports Roundup, we're going to take you back out west. We're headed back to the Art of the Cowgirl. We'll visit with the executive director of the Art of the Cowgirl Foundation to find out all the goings-on there in Wickenburg, Arizona. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it is so good to have you, and I want to kind of get the behind the story. Some folks have heard about this event. It's been going for about 8 years now. They're in Arizona, but let's talk about the foundation side of it and, of course, your part that's being played in planning this huge event.
Yeah, the Art of the Cowgirl Foundation is really so much at the heart of this event and where a lot of the funds go, and it supports our fellowship program. So that's our mentorship program where we have master artists and we give the opportunity for recipients to work one-on-one with those master artists. And really it's the mission of keeping these trades and this knowledge passed along for generations to come. So we have hat makers and saddle makers and bit and spur makers and all sorts of horsemanship fellowships. So it really is important to us to give opportunities to these other women that want to learn those trades and to keep that knowledge preserved, and just to protect this industry that is so fantastic.
So this is a huge event, like Ty just said, and kind of what you've alluded to. But this event doesn't just happen. Tell us, how did this all get birthed into place?
So Tammy Pate is the original visionary and founder of Art of the Cowgirl. And so she had this incredible dream of Art of the Cowgirl. So I know she stewed on it for many years. And then 2018 got really serious about it. And we had our first event in 2019. And it was such a special, organic event that first year. And then from there, it just had a trajectory of growing rapidly, which it just showed, I think, how well received it was and needed in our industry to showcase and highlight the women, and just create this really neat community for everybody to come and participate in the art and the competitions and the horse sale, the music, the shopping. I mean, just like everything that encompasses what we think of when we think of the Art of the Cowgirl. And it's just become this beautiful community over the years and continues to grow and elevate year over year, which is just really rewarding to see what Tammy started continue on and the legacy that she created.
Jamie, the one thing I love about this story that we're sharing with folks is, as you mentioned it, and keeping that tradition alive. But I don't care if we talk about the rodeo arena. You'll hear cowboys talk about it all the time, like, if it's not for my wife doing stuff at home or taking care of this or that. Ranchers all across the country, you hear stories about it. If it wasn't for our wife if it wasn't for mom at home taking care of the things at home. That's what the women in this Western way of life is all about. Entertainers, I don't care if it's artists. I've heard great cowboy artists that talk about their wives and the things that they do at home to do, and it just continues. And that's exactly what Art of the Cowgirl is trying to do, is to keep that history and that tradition and that heritage alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think so much, with ranching, the lifestyle, women are looking for things to do to supplement their income as well while they're raising kids. And, that's what started for Tammy. And she started building boots, and she was looking for places to go to learn that. And it was hard. It's a hard point of entry a lot of times. And so I think it just is part of the culture, and it's a beautiful thing too. But I think a lot of these women are on the ranches making things, and it's growing from there and building businesses. And I also will say it's so cool here at Art of the Cowgirl, because now, the family comes and we got all these girls competing. And one of my favorite things to see is all the awesome dads pushing the strollers as they're cheering their wives on. And it's just a really fun environment for that, as really just paying homage to the family and the support system, to your point, of this lifestyle.
So when it comes to this lifestyle, you do have a ranching background now, originally from Arizona, but now living in Montana. Rancher's wife, tell us how you fit into all this.
Yeah, so I was just ranching until I met Tammy Pate, and she asked if I'd help put this event on way back in 2019. But it was such a fit because it was the community I love so much. It's what I care about. And just, I was so drawn to the mission of it. So got fully engulfed into event planning at that point, and now running a foundation. But I absolutely love it because I love the impact it makes, not only here at the event, but throughout the year, the relationships that come out of this, the platform it gives to these ladies. I mean, it has such a wide ripple effect. And so that's really fulfilling to me. And it's impacted me. I think it's elevated the ranching lifestyle in many ways by just educating people about it, and all the different disciplines of horsemanship, and just exposing these amazing horsewomen through the horse sale and the competitions. And this year, we have the colt starting competition as well. So anyway, for me personally, it's just like my community. And so to be able to be a part of that, I just love it, to be able to help through this event and the foundation.
Jamie, one thing that I want you to touch on and share with our viewers, the fellowship opportunities for this year, for 2026. I know you have scholarship opportunities throughout the foundation. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so every year we open applications. So they're open right now through March 15th. And we have 6 different fellowships we're offering, and it's from different disciplines. So like I said, from horsemanship, We have rawhide braiding this year and just some really cool stuff. So people can go and apply on our website, artofthecowgirl.com. Those applications close March 15th, and then we'll be choosing the class of fellowship recipients for this coming year. And then they'll come back to the event with their master in 2027. So everybody can come see them at that point too at this event. So it comes full circle, but it's an amazing opportunity. I hear it more and more all the time, just how it is life-changing for these ladies that receive these fellowships. So I just really encourage people to check it out and apply if you feel compelled.
Yeah, that is such a cool event, folks. Please check it out in Wickenburg this year there for the rest of this week. Jamie, I know my wife's been wanting to come the last couple of years. We just hadn't had the chance to get to do it, but she wants to come be a part of it as well. Jamie, thank you for sharing with us the information, Art of the Cowgirl, on the foundation side of it, and we appreciate all that you do. And, hey, have a great week out there.
Thank you. We'll have fun. Thank you so much.
That is Jamie Stolzfus joining us, the Executive Director of the Art of the Cowgirl. There it is, folks. It continues all of this week. There's the foundation information for you at the bottom of your screen. Folks, check it out. This is, as I say, a very unique and cool event representing the Art of the Cowgirl. Check it out.
Well, and spring is upon us. That means baseball season, and we're going to give you a little inside look, maybe an inside pitch. Kade Sonnier, a great bareback rider, former baseball player. We'll tell you more about it on the other side of this.
The only time he gets himself in trouble is when he tries to do too much. Get your feet down. Here you go. This is the bareback horse of the year right here.
Wow.
Kade has opened up.
He's trying to be 90.
He's got a lot of kick. Here's the wow factor.
Wow.
Man, you want to talk about letting it all hang out for 8 seconds.
That's some exposure right there.
And Kade is known for that. Gets him marked out. He's going to come right here. He's not going to do the turn back trip. Kade can feel that. He's going to start ripping. He's going to start setting. He knows he's going to finish coming across the buck and shoots. He lets it all go tonight. And we finally got a 90 on the board.
90 3/4, so he moves to the top.
Well, I bet that felt like a grand slam to Kade Sonnier. That was round 10 of the National Finals Rodeo just this last December, with Kade Sonnier matched up against the bareback horse of the year, Lunatic from Heaven. But as we look at the screen and we take a look at a man that spent his entire life out on the diamond, but now he spends his life in the arena.
Hey guys, this is professional baseball.
Okay.
Just kidding! Hey guys, this is professional bareback rider Kade Sonnier, and we're here today at TCU.
My name's Lane Hutchinson with TCU Baseball, and we're gonna take a tour of the facilities and get some swings in. Yeah, so we got to hang out at the baseball field and do a little, just hang out like kids. Just hit BP, showed them around the stadium. Got a bunch of conference championships.
What conference are y'all?
Big 12.
Big 12. So
Yeah, bunch of good schools in that.
Still Big 12. Everybody's changing, but.
Bunch of NCAA appearances. Gonna have another one.
That's right.
Right there.
That's right.
I graduated high school and went to college on a baseball scholarship and played 2.5 to 3 years.
Me and Kade, we got to play baseball together at Nicholls State. So he was an older guy and I was a freshman. So Kade just kind of showed us the ropes and how we're supposed to live college life.
Lane Hutchinson and I both went to Nicholls. His freshman year was the last year that I played there, and I kind of took him under my wing a little bit, and you know, we just hit it off and pretty much stayed friends ever since.
Man, this was my dream school.
Really?
Swear. This is why, like when you said,
Yeah.
like, hey, let's make it happen, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
this was by far my dream school.
I wanted to do this with you over there at Angelo State, but you're real busy.
Yeah, this is cooler though.
Yeah, this is a lot cooler. This is our coach's office. They got it made over here. Check this out. When they go to Omaha, I think they get them boots.
That's cool.
So that's nice.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I think I throw a baseball harder now. Yeah. After riding bareback horses than I did when I first had Tommy. That's why I quit. Like,
we're gonna see about that. Well, that's the most fun I had in a while on a baseball field. You know, when you get to spend time with your brothers and just acting like a little kid, that's all it is. Just having fun, just playing the game. Oh, get out! Get out!
not enough.
Hey!
How's it going, man? Kade Sonnier. Nice to meet you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this me right here.
How'd you get your number?
Yeah.
You asking for it or what?
Yeah, that's my thing. 8 is the first number I ever started playing with. Just means a lot to me, especially coming from a Western family. My name came from Lane Frost. My dad, big rodeo guy, he named me after Lane Frost, and my sister's name is Fallon, after Fallon Taylor, so, you know, that shows us where our roots are.
Well, he invited me to go out there and just go hang out and tour the facility and all the stuff, and I dang sure couldn't say no. But I didn't think I was gonna have near as much fun as I had yesterday.
You want to sit down on it?
Sure.
Just lay down.
It was good to be back out there. I don't know when's the last time I had picked up a baseball, but just throwing around and hitting BP and just pretending like you're a little kid again. You know, it was fun for sure. And TCU was always my dream school when I was a kid, so to some degree that was a dream come true.
We'll hit in this cage since we got the
oh God, you're really gonna do this?
The hit tracks, and we don't have to worry about that. We'll just have a little fun.
What was Kade like when you were a freshman competing together?
He was a leader. Yeah, he showed us the ropes, showed us what to do, what not to do, and how to go about our daily lives.
That's where slumps start. When you allow it to snowball, and you allow one error or one strikeout to become two. So it's the same thing in rodeo, you know, like you miss a horse out, you got another rodeo. You miss a jump, spur over, you got another jump. But if you quit and you lose your attitude, then that slump's gonna build. And next thing you know, like, probably haven't won a check in 2 months. No different than haven't gotten a hit in 2 months. Probably won't be in the lineup. Difference is, I still gotta try to pay bills. But there's a lot of references. There's a lot of things that go hand in hand between the two.
You want to throw one down?
Maybe.
Let's see. See what you got.
Runner! Hey! One more.
Oh yeah.
Ow. Take that one.
Yeah, I definitely missed baseball more yesterday than I probably ever had in the last 6 years. It was cool. I don't know. I caught myself dissecting my swing. I mean, it's just how my brain's wired, I guess. But yeah, I ended up hitting 2 balls or 3 balls out yesterday.
See ya!
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even hit balls out in BP whenever I was playing, so dang sure a shock for me.
That's a going end on, brother.
Thanks,
Great round.
Appreciate it.
Great round.
Is there anything about baseball that translated to rodeo?
Baseball's 90% mental, and rodeo's just as much of that, if not more. And I think that's why I probably was able to have quite a bit of success very early on in my career. I attribute a lot of that to baseball and just the mentality and the mindset that it gave me.
I admire the heart and the fight that he has. You know, I ended up going through an injury in my career, and a lot of baseball players and rodeo athletes do go through injuries, and just the fight to just keep getting back on, you know, keep throwing those punches and never giving up. I honestly wouldn't have got here if you wouldn't have showed me the way right off the jump.
I didn't do nothing.
Did a whole lot more than you thought.
Well, in case you didn't know, Kade was a great baseball player in college and, of course, a great bareback rider, too. And, boy, watching that video makes me want to get back out on the diamond and relive some of the good old days. So cool that Kade got to do that. But be sure to get on our YouTube page and keep up with all those cool stories and all the cool features that we don't always show you here on Western Sports Roundup. And go to the official @Cowboy channel and get on that subscription to follow along with all the journeys of all the great athletes of Western sports. And when we return, we will tell you about a big barrel race that happened with the Better Barrel Races. It was extravagant. We'll tell you about the champions and who's going where they've qualified on the other side of this break.
Afraid to ride, but I was this time, and as soon as I got on Rico and Axe, my boys, I just felt like myself again, and I knew that I need to keep trying and not, get over that dizzy feeling that I constantly had. And I waited until that passed, until I, started working faster on them, and getting them back into shape was a big deal for me too, and important.
To hear the rest of Anita's story and more on Inside Pro Rodeo, join me tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern Time, right here live on the Cowboy Channel. We'll have so many stories just like Anita's to share with you. So, since we're talking barrel racing here on Western Sports Roundup, why don't we go to Shelbyville, Tennessee? That was the home of the Better Barrel Races big extravaganza event last weekend. Of course, it was on our Cowboy Channel Plus app. It still lives there if you need to go back and watch it. $35,000 in added money that these girls were chasing. I can't believe it. The PBR's already paid out close to $2 million this year of 2026.
And I know Marty Loosenort has got her fair share of that throughout the years. Maybe one of the most underrated jockeys that's never been to the national finals, but she is talented. She's trained a lot of great horses. Many of them we brag about all season long.
And we're just giving you the 1D results right here. In the second go, it was Summer Schaefer. Froze My Socks Off was the horse. Little leg lift around barrel number 1. Seems like you're seeing that more and more these days, but I think it's just because the ladies in these horses are getting closer and closer to the barrels. You see there, she won a little over 1,700, 15.647 to her to get the round win in round number 2 there in Shelbyville.
And try to say that horse's name 10 times fast. You won't, I promise. His Runaway Grace, that's the horse that's underneath Brian Harper Cross, and you can see another great run underway and just an aggressive approach to these barrels. Final turn, now we'll head home. He's going to win $2,611 from that 15.646 run.
So it wasn't just about that part of the jackpot there in Shelbyville. Brian even kept that first barrel up. They had an American qualifier, so they took about 8 of the qualifiers there that are now making their way to the contender tournament in April. Some of these 8 contestants, of course, you can see they include Bailey Cho, the former Resistol Rookie of the Year. They also include Summer Mullenkamp there as well, Josie Thompson. You see, of course, their horses, but here's the ladies that are, the folks, I should say, that are headed to the contender tournament in April.
Yeah, there's a look at the contestants and the horses that they rode to get them one step closer to that largest payout in all of Western sports. That is going to take place at the American right there, Globe Life Field. We've talked about baseball a lot. That's where the Rangers play. If you've never been, get you some tickets May 22nd and 23rd, Globe Life Field. It is going down, the American Rodeo.
Make your plans, folks. Of course, the barrel racers are already making their plans because they now have to go to that through that another qualifier to try to get there. Stay with us, folks. We're going to get you ready for San Antonio. When we come back, we'll head down to San Antonio right after this.
Surgery about 9 days before Fort Worth, got my meniscus cleaned up, and I wish I'd got it done before the NFR, but I didn't. Then I ended up getting that MRI afterwards, and then that became the game plan. So this is like my 3rd rodeo here, so I'm just glad to be here competing.
Now, when you do have to deal with an injury like that, you're sidelined, you know you're itching to get back out there, but what do you have to do when you come back into the fold and not get thinking, all right, I'm behind, thinking I'm right where I need to be?
Oh, last year, this was my first rodeo back last year after tearing my PCL on my right leg, and then I went and won Houston, so you never know what's quite in the cards for you. So I like to get on a lot of practice bulls, get in the gym every day, do a lot of physical therapy, mainly on my own, but you just got to do what you got to do and handle your own business. So that's what I kind of do to prepare, and I never sweat it.
Now, not just physically, but mentally too, you do have to really up your game every single year because it does get tougher and tougher. What do you do to prepare mentally for each season?
Oh, nothing really. I just I get on a lot of practice bulls, and between the practice bulls and the gym, I mean, a lot of it's for the physical aspect, but it mainly is for the mental aspect to know I'm prepared when I come in here. I know I put the work in, and I think that puts my mind at ease.
All right, now give us the inside scoop for tonight. You know what bull you have, what the pen's going to look like. Are you excited for tonight?
Yeah, I think we got a whole pen of Pickett bulls tonight. They should all be good. Cullen Pickett, he's done a good job putting a good set of bulls together. I got one that hasn't been rode yet, but I've seen a couple videos of him. My buddy Hayes Wake got on him there in Fort Worth, and he's right there into my hand. And so I see it going good. You know, it should be good.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to watch you. Congratulations so far on your success, and go get him tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Watching tonight here to finish out this final bracket, Tristan Hutchings in the bull riding.
Thank you, Sierra. She's right. Tristan will be one to watch tonight in the rodeo there. It's time for Veterson. Clean Treat, Heel, Kissimmee, Florida. We told you who the champions were, including Keenan Hayes, Mason Moody, walking away with a pile of money out of the Silver Spurs Rodeo down in the Southeast.
Yeah, and then we told you about the great event that's going on down in Arizona, the Art of the Cowgirl, celebrating the cowgirl lifestyle and what they do and what they are capable of. And it is a great event full of festivities and vendors, and it was pretty cool to see the inside stories of that great foundation that has done so much for Western sports. But tonight I'm going to be in the studio with you to take you through round 3, bracket number 5. It is the final round before the semifinals at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, so stick around with us if you want to have some more fun.
You better stay right here because this guy's about to get rolling with you on the final round of bracket number 5 is about to get underway. Thanks for watching Western Sports Roundup. For Corey, I'm Ty. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.